outfielder Michael Bourn, who was out 4 weeks after breaking a finger catching a football. A football, Steve. When you hear that, what goes through your mind?
Well, I think they obviously. How about we ban playing catch with a football? Like some teams do it. You'll go out for early batting practice. When I go to stadiums, I'll see some teams out there where players are throwing the football around. They do it for conditioning. And Michael Bourn said it's been a regular part of my conditioning over time. He was a football player back in the day, a wide receiver. But anything that you do that could jeopardize your career, why would you do it? And, in players' contracts, in the standard language, they say in the offseason, you're not allowed to do certain things. You can't motorcycle ride. You can't play basketball. You can't play football. It's in the contract. Now, when you're with the team and they're actually seeing you do it, you assume that it's okay, but it's just not worth the risk for me. For a guy who is on a minor league contract, hoping to make the team and get added to the roster, this is a devastating blow because he's probably 4 weeks or more out, which could cost him a job on opening day.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of pitchers use footballs to strengthen their arms. I'm curious, what was the strangest accident or injury that you came across during your career as a GM?
Listen, we've seen so many of these, right? A guy sneezing and pulling a ribcage muscle. Guys, lifting luggage and straining their arm. And there were some guys who got hurt. I remember back when I was in the minor leagues, Darryl Strawberry got hurt one spring training. And came back in, and we found out later it was because he was playing basketball, right? A lot of guys have it. In fact, I remember that when we had Edgardo Alfonso, he loved to horseback ride in the offseason. He wanted us to strike the clause in the contract that said no horseback riding. But when you're investing that kind of money in a player, you don't want to do it. Cal Ripken had that clause stricken from his contract for basketball. He had a basketball court in his house to be able to condition in the offseason. His pickup games were epic in the offseason with being able to bring guys in. By the way, there's also no spelunking in the contract. So just in case you're wondering about which play, you cannot spelunk if you're a baseball player in the offseason.
My cousin is a big spelunker.
Who knew?
True story.
I thought it was collecting stamps. I didn't really know what would hurt you for doing that, but I guess it's caving or rock climbing or something.
And
right?
you're in such narrow little crevices. I mean, you'll get trapped in there and you won't get that player back, so you better put that in the contract.